So when you're pulling up your Edgewonk trading journal and you just want to get an idea of where you currently are, or maybe you want to find areas in your trading that need improvement and that you can work on, here are 6 things to check about your trading. Although most traders will take a look at their win rate first, this is not the ideal place because you have very little control over your win rate. However, when you're looking at your average reward to risk ratio, this little figure here, 0.82, here is actually where you as a trader can do a lot about. You can work on getting your winners up, you can work on cutting your losses, and working on getting your reward to risk ratio up will have a huge impact on your overall bottom line. So if you see that your average reward to risk ratio is below 1.5, there's typically a lot of potential for your performance. So always make sure to check that first. And if you see that there is room for improvement, the next thing we can check is the chart lab, and then we want to go to our trade management graph. The trade management graph shows you whether you are managing your trades well or you're leaving money on the table. Here at the bottom, we get the automated analysis, and you can see that the actual performance exceeds the potential performance. And this indicates strong trade management. So this trader here is very good at letting winners run. However, if you would see that the green line, like here in the first part of this graph, is above the actual performance in blue, this means that you are cutting your winners short and that you're leaving money on the table. So what this means, if you see that this olive green graph is above the blue one, it means that by just letting your winners run until your initial take profit that you set in your beginning of the trade, you could potentially improve your performance. This can be a very quick fix, and once you see that in your trading performance, it can help you gain a lot of confidence that your initial analysis was correct and that you just need to trust your strategy and let the winner play out. Another thing that we can check is outliers in general. So we go back to the chart lab, but we want to go to our setups. So most traders trade a variety of different setups. And what we have seen is that traders who have a lot of setups, so sometimes we see traders who have 10, 15 or even more setups, there is a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of noise in their trading. Having too many setups can also obviously reduce your focus and really drag down your performance. So the first tip, when you see that you have a lot of setups and probably some of them are underperforming, cut the ones that are underperforming and see how it will positively impact your overall trading behavior, your mental game, and all other areas of your trading. Also, when it comes to eliminating setups, typically you want to pay very close attention to the sample size. So when we hover over, for example, on the spike, you can see there are only 9 trades so far. Typically, a good sample size starts at 20 to 30 trades minimum. So before you make any drastic changes, wait until a setup has at least 20, ideally 30 trades before you start thinking about eliminating a setup completely. Another area for outlier detection and for identifying outliers is in the chart lab under custom stats. A lot of traders use the custom stats in the Edgewonk journal because it's one of the most powerful features. So here, for example, we have a custom stat that is called time frame. And we can clearly see that the 1 hour time frame is performing exceptionally well. Whereas here, the daily time frame, where he has a decent sample size of 26 trades, is underperforming significantly. At that point, if the trader wants to just streamline his trading approach, it might be a good idea to cut all the daily time frame trades and just trade the other lower time frames. You can also just have this as a test. So only for the next 30 trades for the next trading month or for the next 2 trading months, cut your daily time frame and see how it will impact your trading performance. In general, again, the sample size really matters here. So if we go to the custom statistic where he's tracking different patterns, here, for example, the triangle seems to be underperforming, but it's a very low sample size with only 5 trades. So that might not be enough to say, okay, I'm cutting triangle trades for my trading, because if you come around a small winning streak of just even maybe 2 winners in a row, this could change this from a negative outlook to a positive. So this is too early to tell if this is really an underperformer. Especially for break-even or losing traders, what we always recommend is to check your risk distribution. This is where you can analyze your position size. Typically, you will see that all of your trades and all of the bars are clustered around the center. If you are a trend following trader who is letting his winners run, you will sometimes see outliers on the right. But if you see outliers on the left, it shows you that you have much larger losing trades than the average losing trade size in your system. So here we have two bars where the trader seems to have either oversized his position and then realized a big loss, or he let a normal small loss turn to a large loss by maybe taking off the initial stop loss or doing something else that is reckless with regards to position sizing. Large losses should obviously always be avoided at all costs because they can sometimes easily wipe out days, weeks, and in some severe cases, even months of trading progress. And this is very frustrating. It also depletes your mental capital, and it's just very frustrating overall. So if you see outliers here, that's definitely something that you should notice, and it highlights the importance of getting your position sizing and risk management back on track. Another thing we always recommend, and if you see our trade reviews, we always check, is the performance by time. So here you see a breakdown of your trading days. Sometimes you will see, like in this case, there are days where the trader is underperforming significantly. It not always has to do with Wednesdays, like in this case, are just bad because Wednesdays behave differently. It also could be due to the prior day. So maybe the day prior was very good and he has a very good performance, and then he comes into Wednesday with overconfidence. Or maybe he has some personal thing going on Tuesdays. Maybe he goes to bed late and that impacts his performance. Or maybe on Wednesdays he has something to do in the morning, so he's not able to do his trading routines, his checklists, and then Wednesdays feel rushed. So not only look at Wednesdays when they're underperforming and think you have to eliminate them, but think about the bigger picture. What could be going on outside of your trading that is then negatively impacting your results on a Wednesday? And if you're a day trader, you must check the hour of the day. And this is a very typical graph that we see from time to time. And on day traders, this is very common. You see that in the mornings, you have a very good edge, very good performance. This is typically around the London, the New York, the Asian Open, where the trader is coming fresh to his trading desk. He's energized, he's focused and ready to find good setups. But then as the trading sessions continue and drags out, he's losing energy. Maybe the market is slowing down a little bit, and then he's taking suboptimal trades because he's not as focused anymore. And if you see something like that, it means you can reduce your trading time significantly. Only trade the first 4 hours of the day, take the rest of the day off, and that will have obviously a very big impact on the bottom line of the trader once he's able to avoid all of those unprofitable sessions. It will also make trading much more fun because you only have to spend a few hours per day and still have a very solid performance. And as a last tip, what we also always recommend is to check your efficiency. The efficiency shows how well you are following your trading rules. So high efficiency means that you've been following your trading rules, and now, like here in this case, 51%, it means that only on 51% of your trading decisions you have followed your rules. So a trader who is breaking his trading rules very often, like in this case, pretty much half of the time, there's a lot of room for this trader to improve his overall discipline and his quality of trading. Because if you are able to follow your trading rules more, your trading quality will improve. You will have much better trades, and it generally also has then an impact on your win rate and also on the overall performance when you're just taking good trades that fully align with your system. Another benefit that is actually quite huge and often overlooked is that by only taking trades that fully align with your trading system, you get much cleaner data in your Edgewonk trading journal, and that data is then much better suited to help you really find out what is working. If you have a lot of noise, if you have a lot of trades that are not aligned with your system, they are, as I said, noise, and the analysis is not very helpful because the data points are pretty much random data points in your journal. And those are 6 things to check in your Edgewonk trading journal that will help you find out where you currently are, and it will help you to also identify areas in your trading that need some work and that will then boost your trading performance.